but it's all good. Tasha, you want to come back and do a show tonight at 10?
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, Tasha, let's do a show tonight. You and I.
Hey,
2
y'all.
years of counting.
I'm about to go live in a
I bet you we can do it.
We live.
T-Marie, you live?
I don't know. Hopefully.
I hope you ain't type all that in there. And it's gonna like,
And not to be live. Nope. You the only one live.
Okay.
You the only one live.
Don't worry about it. Turn the light off right there.
I do?
Come on, baby girl.
Okay, don't worry about that.
Well, we're gonna go. You shared me. You went on mine, right?
Okay.
Okay, great. Little word, little word. Yeah.
So you really should get voice lessons.
I swear I used to sing. I promise you. That's my mom.
T-Marie, where's the top? Here, put the top on.
I used to sing. Thank you. I used to sing everywhere. At home, all kinds of places.
What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man.
What a mighty, mighty good man.
I come to cut up, y'all.
Hit these social
Are you
media.
singing about Jesus?
No,
Hi! I was singing about a man.
See,
Oh my God. Woo.
Turn that light off.
But that time I was not talking about Jesus.
No, it's right down the top. It's
I
on
was talking about
God.
Mr. Jenks.
Hold on.
No more.
the boy.
What's his name? T.
Come on, baby.
Jenks.
Who the hell is James?
The guy from the with the what's the name story?
Would you want to do a 10 o'clock show, Tom?
With the preacher.
Text me, Tom.
Pastor, what's his name? Jenks?
Gray, honey.
No, not him. What's
TD?
No, what's the
T.D.
guy
Jenks?
who they was going back and forth with? Him and his
Tom,
wife.
don't worry.
Pastor Gray.
No, Derek. What's his
Derek
name?
Jackson.
Jackson.
Uh-huh. You Mr. Jackson.
That's me.
Now, Mike's
Oh,
off.
God. Oh, God, I hate you so much.
Hey, guys, it's the cornerstone.
Did he?
Some for the inconvenience, but T-Marie, you will be right with you.
In a few minutes.
What up, Matthew Stan? One of my Army partners, Fort Benning, Schofield Bears, Hawaii, aka Lurch. You know what we started. Look at you, like, range of furniture.
So this is my first time going live on Facebook, so I didn't hashtag anybody, so nobody will probably,
This your first time ever
on
going?
YouTube.
Okay.
So nobody's probably gonna be on here, you guys.
Did you go on Facebook and share this page?
I did.
Okay. I'm just making
Or did I? Wait, I know.
I
Wait,
shared it on all.
can you hand me that red bag?
She did.
I'm about to. Hold on, shout it.
I shared on all our pages.
Shut your ass.
Thank you, bro.
I'm about to, Sean. Y'all know I be slow. And I'm on that.
Hey Q, if you could, your
baby.
partner, T. Marie, hit the red carpet today.
Here, baby.
What is she wearing?
Who?
T. Marie is wearing that assisted mandatory.
That's right. That's right, nigga.
She has a lovely turtleneck on, even though 70 degrees. She has her amazing blazer.
Oh my God.
What the pants are?
And
The pants is blue plaid, black and blue
She
plaid,
got a nice black and
and a
blue
good little
plaid with a
loafer,
nice
a little
bow.
oh
slide.
my goodness, the shoes. Who are you wearing?
Yes, these are
Pay
good little.
less.
You a motherfucking lie.
Ain't nothing wrong with pay
But
less.
these ain't paid less. I paid more, bitch. Shit, that's a good little shoe.
T. Marie, put your headphones on. Come on, let's do some
Oh,
radio.
let's
It's
do
already
some
8:22.
Let me share. Yeah,
Oh,
did you
nice
tag
to
me?
see my face.
Nigga, it's your damn Mother.
All right, Wendy Williams.
Bitch.
You niggas.
I said, Wendy. You know, my
Wendy been
girl.
hanging around Kevin too long.
That's my girl carrying on though.
Uh-huh.
You ready, Q?
I'm ready.
Mhm.
I got about 10 minutes. Ah, damn Mark Zuckerberg.
What's up, everybody? What's up? It's your girl, T. Marie, and it's T. Marie Radio Show on Wednesday with Q in the building. Thank you for being here. We're a little late. Just a tad bit late. But what we want to thank after God is Facebook for coming back live, okay? We've been waiting on you all day,
All day.
Facebook. You came through for you, girl, so thank you for that.
Games.
You've been playing. What the hell? What are y'all doing? How much live are y'all doing that now y'all can't even go live on Facebook?
You can't even update the feed or
Can't do
nothing.
anything. mean? To let you know that even the big giants are defeatable, okay? Yes, that's a word. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's Wednesday, and when it's Wednesday, it's hump day. And when it's hump day, it's our time to get you over this week. So we're here in the building. We got some amazing guests today. Well, just one. He came and showed up. Q's in the streets. He's in this piece.
The other Q.
Yeah, the other Q. Not the Q that sat beside me, but the other Q that sits above me when I'm not around. He's
An amazing man who I am happy to share a letter with.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what you got?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, y'all got
But he
more
got more.
coming.
We're gonna give it to him. He gonna give it to us.
Well, he gonna be here talking, and we got some questions of the day, and golly, do I got some things on my mind to talk about today. Today was the wrong day to get moonshine, because I'm gonna be talking that junk today. We gotta talk about Pastor John Gray again. We're gonna talk about Jesse Smollett again. We're gonna talk about R. Kelly again. They can't stay out of the headlines, but we gotta talk about them. So, and we have an amazing question of the day. We got some great subjects, and you got some headlines coming up, right? And some well, maybe, because he ain't prepared. And some conspiration. So keep it locked. We'll be right back. It's your girl, T. Marie, and it's T. Marie Radio right here on Power 108.9.
Good job.
We should have put some coffee in that moonshine.
Nigga, so you can be, what, real ridiculous?
I'm just sleep at 3 o'clock.
You sleeping now?
I was sleepy. Hours
So the
ago.
moonshine didn't wake you up?
It worsened it.
Oh my. Somebody gave us a, no, nobody. I thought I had a thumbs up from
9 o'clock.
YouTube.
I
Y'all wanna
thought
go to 9 at night?
We're gonna see what we
About
do. They want to
9:15.
9:15, 9 turn.
Nah, who?
Turn.
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 Nah,
Turn.
Nine,
Turn. Turn. Turn.
We need to take this show on the road. Mike, let's go to
Let's
DC.
go. Let's go.
Let's broadcast in front of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
We
Why-
can't.
Why I gotta go? Why I gotta go? I just need. I need to be able to work.
Because you know
Well,
people in DC
and
and
we
we're gonna
need
need
to
somewhere
know.
to stay.
What up, everybody?
Let
Let me
me
make sure-
be in that thing.
Oh, well, yeah,
you know
there you
what?
go.
I'm down for
I'm
that.
ready.
You
We gonna-
ready for a road
We're gonna
trip?
travel this summer. So everybody that's watching right now, y'all can get ready because
Everybody?
it's gonna be everybody. It's gonna be a travel show this summer. It's gonna be it's T
On the
Marie
road
Radio
with
on the
T&Q.
road. Yes, I like that Q. On the road with T&Q. We're gonna do some question and answer things.
How about that
We
Vegas
should
show?
hit little
That what?
cities.
Vegas.
Oh, we're gonna do it all.
We should hit little cities.
No.
I think that'll be fun.
That'd be fun.
I think that'll be exciting.
We should do it. Let's put that together. People gonna be excited. They'll love that.
Yep, I'm down for it.
Yeah. My kids go with my parents in the summertime, so you know.
We can start at that little city.
Let's
You
go.
want to start there?
Well, and let me tell you, Hickman would be. We might
Y'all
want to
got
go to
Walmart?
Paducah. No, we better go to Paducah. Walmart. Fulton is in Walmart.
Nah,
There's
if
a
we do a
Walmart.
little city, we will turn out.
I really think
My
we should.
hometown would turn up for real. They would show up and show out straight
Just
up.
imagine we took like 3 or 4 shows down there.
I'm serious. They would. When I say show up, and all the little surrounding towns gonna show up, it's gonna be a
What's your
big
nickname at home?
Trina.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, Trina. Just
Okay.
Trina. No cut in front of it.
They
Just
know your
Trina.
parents?
Oh my! Everybody know my mom and daddy.
Okay, what they call
We know Mary and Joe. They know. Miss Mary and Joe. Yeah, my family knows. So yeah. They will show up. We're back. Thank you guys. Oh, damn, you always make me sick. You pointed at me, nigga. I thought it was on time. We're back. Thank you for tuning in to It's T Marie Radio Show right here on Power 108.9. We really appreciate y'all showing up and keeping on logging in to see if y'all can see us, because I know that's a big deal. I know it is, but thank you. It's Wednesday. Whenever it's Wednesday, it's hump day, and we ready to get you over this hump. Q, you got some headlines you want to talk about today or no?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's go for it.
Oh, Lord. We going for it now? All of a sudden, we're just the routine now. We're going for it. Well, let's talk about
We're
it.
going to go for it.
All
So,
right.
in the headlines, New York's black female attorney general has now opened up an investigation against Donald Trump.
What?
Yes, so New York Attorney General has opened a civil investigation into his business
Oh,
dealings
Lord.
after his former personal lawyer and fixer told Congress that he exaggerated his wealth to obtain loans.
People do that all the time.
Do what?
Exaggerate their wealth to get loans.
I mean, but dog, why can't Attorney General Letitia James?
Cause her name was Letitia James. Cause she just reaching.
Do you think like she trying to just be in the headlines?
Yeah, she just reaching, child. She ain't got nothing else to do with that title.
So I mean, has there ever in life been a president that has been in office for the amount of time he's been in office and has had as many lawsuits.
And no, that would be a no. That's the first thing. And
Like, this man
secondly, none of
he
them are
got-
gonna go through.
He got just as many lawsuits as he has bankruptcies.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It is.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of tired of things that don't end with any kind of results with him. So I mean, it is what it is.
Just like R. Kelly.
Ooh.
R. Kelly, they've been trying to get this man been back and forth in court for 20 years. They held off one of his trials for 5 years.
Wow. And
But
now
they
he
didn't do
goes.
that to Jesse.
Right, 'cause-
Jesse was arrested 3 weeks ago.
and now he at the grand jury. I've never seen such a turnaround in my life. The ordeal just happened over a month and a half ago, maybe.
In the end of January.
Yeah, and so now he's already in front of the grand jury. Now, to begin with, the case started with him being the victim.
Right.
And then he turned around and became the doggone, assailant or whatever, not the assailant, but the conspirator or whatever he became. And now they have already arrested him, put charges on him.
16 of them.
16, I don't even know what they could be. And then he's already been in front of the grand jury, which concluded what? Because I thought I saw that they decided whether he's going to trial or not. Have you seen that yet?
As far as I know, he's supposed to be on trial on Friday.
Oh. Have you ever seen something turn out so fast?
Nah, somebody's trying to make a point.
Yeah, and then they're trying
Somebody
to keep,
got something they're trying to say. That's
Yeah.
what they're doing.
and the whole thing is too, they're trying to do it while it's still hot, because if they let it die down, people will forget certain things, emotions will go away, and so this is a good time to continue to go ahead and do those things, indict him and get him in front of a jury, because it's still hot right now, and people still have attitudes about it, there's still tempers flaring, so this is really a good time to go ahead and do it, so I think that's what I think the rush is.
And tonight, as the new season of
Yeah,
Empire starts,
yes.
people are a little concerned, especially like the cast. They're concerned because they haven't got any information regarding their renewal for another season. And they feel like it's because of
Of
this
Justin?
situation. Absolutely.
But that's a lot. I mean, why would Fox cancel the whole series because of Jussie? Why would they
Because
just
his
not?
singer made the show.
No.
Yeah.
The show was to me was already going down, and this may just be an excuse for them not to renew the season. I'm not even interested in it anymore. I don't know who's dead, who's alive, who cooking it done hit, what Lucius done did. I don't know how many sickness he done had or babies done came. Like, I don't know any of that because
Well,
I'm
so
no longer interested.
Any new person that they bring on the show is going to die. Number
Right,
one.
right.
Number two, Cookie and Lucius.
Uh-huh.
They're married.
Oh, so you done, I didn't know.
I mean, I did. I watched last season. Like that second and a half season kind of confused me because that's when they were throwing in all those extra people
Yeah.
and doing those extra little plot twists and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it didn't make any sense. But,
Right. And
I
listen,
mean, I'm interested to see it.
is what's her name pregnant or no? Yeah.
Precious.
Yeah.
I think she got it. She relieved herself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What?
What does that mean, Q?
She let it slide. Oh no, she didn't let it slide out. They sucked it out.
It's called the vacuum cleaner.
The vacuum cleaner.
Okay, that's what I call it. Oh my
Let it go.
God, that's
Allegedly.
awful! Wow. So that's crazy. I mean, again, I think with the whole thing, that would be Fox's excuse, but I do not believe that that's why. I think, again, the ratings have gone down. If we check the numbers, I'm sure we see that. I think that second season really messed it up because they did so much with it.
Yeah.
I stopped watching it after
That budget, that guest star budget was like crazy.
Yeah, they just did too much, and sometimes you can do too much.
So
And so I think
if
that's
they
what
didn't have
happened.
that guest star budget, then they could have paid Jesse more, and then he wouldn't have had to go ahead and hire these fellas to allegedly attack him.
Get out of my face.
Allegedly.
Yes, Michael. I thought you were going to say so. So, okay, so what's...
Allegedly.
you know what I really want to talk about, though? Did you have something else you were going to say? You through?
I mean, you know, it's all about you, though.
It's,
What you got
oh, mother. Please. No, go ahead. I was gonna say something, but go ahead if you have
to say. Oh, I was
something.
gonna say Wendy Williams is that.
I saw. She got a new wig and everything.
Yeah, it's like, you know what's funny? Her hair is the color of yours.
She got
It is blondish with a little piece of
the gold
rose
gold.
in there.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, and people are tuning in, but people ain't really on Wendy like that because people feel that she still didn't give her truth.
I think sometimes audiences, people, viewers, watchers, and everything feel like they are entitled to be in our personal business when we're on the air or on TV or whatever. And in a way, they look for that transparency, but everything is not to be told. So if you don't give that, then what does that mean?
See, now, the question that I have, and even with like, say for instance, like the Braxton Family Values or Love and Hip Hop and things like that, it's a reality show. Although a lot of the show may be scripted, it's still a reality show.
Okay.
So you want ratings so people can look at your show. So you give them pieces of your life.
Right. But
I mean, how
that's
can you
a talk,
not expect
but that's
them
a talk show. For
when she
Whitney,
talk about everybody else?
yeah, and I get it. She talks about everybody else, but it's
you
a
can't
talk
put
show,
yourself-
right? And that
You
may
can't put
be
yourself in hot topic.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry I never jump in on the show. But
Oh, not ever.
Right.
Never,
Never that.
only because Facebook was down. I jumped in tonight. But how is that fair though, T. Marie? How is it that I can talk about everybody on my show, but as soon as somebody talk about me, there's a problem?
Yeah, and I'm not saying it in that respect, and it's because she does talk about everybody that people feel like that she should unveil what's going on with her.
Absolutely.
But as a regular, like a talk show, because it's not a reality show, then I don't feel like that she has, or it has to be in that plot that she has to share.
But you're gossiping.
Right, I said
You're
it was.
sharing
I
your
do
version of
understand.
people's
Right,
reality.
right.
And people expect you to share yours.
And that could be why people aren't checking for her, because of the type of talk show she does. You see, people don't expect those truths from The View and all those other shows, but because of the type of talk show she has, because she does discuss everybody else's business, then that transparency they would expect her to have. And that's different because she does talk about everybody else. This would be the point that she would probably get more ratings if she was more transparent about what
Because
was
she
going on.
came back and allegedly her shoulder was broke. That shoulder looked nice and strong and firm like it always has to me.
Right, so who told, is that what she said, her shoulder was broke? Because I
That
thought
she
she
was
had a
suffering
lupus
from Graves'
breakdown.
disease.
Oh, Graves' disease.
And her
And she-
shoulder was broken because she fell.
In front of a car. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, but she's never, Wendy is that person. She will talk about people, but she'll never expose who she is ever. And so because of that,
Unless it benefits her. Like when Whitney died. We shared addiction together. You don't remember that?
no, I don't remember that
You don't
cab
remember
going
that?
on.
When Whitney died, first of all, Whitney did not like her, and we all know that Whitney did not like Wendy. However, she felt the need to put Whitney's situation with hers.
And that's only because everybody already knew about her addiction. She didn't expose anything
She
new
smoked
about her.
crack or cocaine.
Well, cocaine with crack. Cocaine is
Crack.
crack is just cocaine in a hard solid
Hold
shell.
up, crack is cocaine.
Yeah, crack is cocaine in a hard shell with some
baking
additives.
soda.
With some additives.
And some tap water.
Because yeah.
She used to be a track queen.
hey, leave my past out of this. We try not to go back to all of that, but what I'm saying is that's what it is.
If I see you,
Cooking in the kitchen, I know.
Uh,
Just know I know how. Oh, but anyway, yeah. And so Whitney is not gonna be that, and they're not gonna get that from her.
Right.
So it is what it is. Y'all can like Wendy or not like
they
Wendy.
still gonna tune in.
I don't.
Maybe not all of us.
I won't be there, but thus said the Lord. Is that it? We come back.
That's it.
Thank you for the headlines, baby. We come back. You want to talk to Q in the streets?
When we come back, we're gonna talk to one of the other Qs.
He's
one of
in
my
the
other
streets. He's
favorite
right here on
Qs.
Power 108.9. You guys keep it locked. It's T. Marie Radio.
I just saw something and I was gonna say something.
Facebook is up, y'all.
Huh?
Facebook is
Your Facebook up?
up. Yeah.
Cause mine damn sure acting a fool. And if it's up, I'm about to say goodbye to YouTube.
Who got an iPhone over there?
Nobody. Oh, you do?
Is that a pad? iPad?
This an iPad. Q
Put
do.
that in there.
Put it in what?
Put this in here.
Where is
In
it?
the other hole. Here.
What am I plugging up?
Put it in the title. It's in the title.
Well,
T
well,
Q.
Where is the? There's no cord.
No, it's right there on the end.
Oh shit! Well,
Can't
say,
get the sound.
well,
How
say
long we
that.
What you need is what? How long you need?
Instagram still isn't working.
2 minutes.
What's your Trey Beyonce?
I'm sorry, Q. I'm just throwing your people around.
Right, the shit.
Yeah, no way.
Well, y'all gonna go to
Because of
Facebook
drugs?
Live on the radio.
Oh, that's what the issue is.
What?
But there have been times where
I'll be right back.
of emotion. Whitney Don. First of all, let's get one thing straight.
Yeah. Oh,
Crack
now
is
you gotta
cheap.
poop. Hell no.
I make too much money to have crack is cheap. One thing straight.
Wi-Fi for the room or just for the building? What you say, brother? You have a Wi-Fi for the room or just for the building? Oh. What is that?
That was the one that's on YouTube though. That's I can't find the intro from the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It started playing on the song.
Hey, what up, Mo?
Beautiful people.
What up, Andrew Gaston, all the way from DC. Shout out my
DC
man
in the
from
building.
Stone Lake. Hey, Nataki. What up, Will? What up, Square?
Square.
If Facebook is working, they won't let me go live.
You try to see how you
It's
set me up.
it's setting people up slowly but
Yeah.
surely. Like everybody's probably not able to go live right now.
And I done cut off YouTube to try to come. You done hype me up for the
Who?
Well, it's back working when you can post and stuff, but wait a minute.
start.
Come on, you ready to do some radio?
Yeah,
You sure?
yeah. I thought we were waiting on Q to get this poop.
We say he had to poop.
I don't know what he said.
I can't hear you.
I don't know what he said he had to do. Yeah, you set me up. It's okay.
What if Q had the boo boo?
I know. What up, y'all?
We don't know how
I'm gonna have to share that
long
link.
it's gonna take for
Yeah.
him
Okay,
to
we can come on back.
boo
I
boo.
need-
Let's do an impromptu
What we gonna talk
interview about the book.
Yes, let's do that.
What are you doing?
The tape
What are
was
you
bothering
doing?
me. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh my god.
That tape was bothering me.
Oh my god.
It wasn't together.
It's IKEA.
I just needed them to be together.
It's IKEA.
Wait. I mean, we finna do it. I just want to get on the regular record. What? Don't do
Oh,
that.
your partner's back, so you get no interview.
We do. I can get an interview. He can shut up.
No
We can just
soup
do
for
this.
you.
We can do this.
She thought,
Come in on something.
yeah, put your headphones on, I'll tell you. So nobody else will hear you. Hear us. Man, T. Marie.
Facebook
Let's
you
do
hear me?
it.
is up, but it's not letting me go.
No, don't listen to Q.
Can you hear me, Q?
What? Huh?
Can you hear me? T. Marie said she gonna tell me. She said let's gonna do an impromptu interview on No More Boyfriends.
You are
Because
lying.
you ain't even heard the good part. Because she said Q had the boo boo.
Never. First of all, who you think said that shit?
You did ask me if I had to poop when I walked out.
So you think I said that?
It could be possible.
What we doing?
Whatever. You want to do can we do a impromptu video? Impromptu.
Impromptu?
Impromptu. Then we'll go.
Well, Facebook isn't working
You want to do that?
Yep.
right now.
Yep. What?
No more boyfriend.
Yeah.
We'll do a quick little interview. This is like a commercial break.
Oh.
She wanted me to
Okay.
do a Q. Leave your headphones on, bro. Q, the other Q, what are you doing, Q?
Trying to get set up.
You didn't pay him.
Push it in there, Q. There you go.
I'm just trying to figure
You need some gorilla.
Nah. All right, you ready?
Pop it in the hole. T, you want to be
You
right
listening?
No, we're good.
You good? You live?
Yep.
here? I'm gonna bag up out your.
Yo, it's the T. Marie radio show. T. Marie Q in the building. As we enjoy this commercial break with a little Drizzy Drake and Trey Songz. It's that point where we talk about that book that's coming out.
Yeah.
No More Boyfriends.
Yes.
Author T. Marie is in the building. What up, T. Marie?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
No More Boyfriends.
Yes.
Everybody always asks us on Mornings with Michael and Friends, T. Marie always hollering about No More Boyfriends. So is she still doing the booty though?
Not doing no booty.
Tell us about the title because that's what we think.
Booty free, I'm booty free. But nah, the title, listen, let me say about the title. So the title, everybody always get tied up with me being in a man-bashing, man-hating situation, and that's not where I am. It's really about women being accountable for the relationships that they want. And so a lot of times when we get into these boyfriend titles, we tend to become more than what we think we are and more than what a man has actually signed up to be, because we have a tendency to make a boyfriend our husband via the title, and then we start doing so much for them, and then when we don't become that wife that we wanted to be, we're mad.
Yeah.
So you have to take that title and put it away and do something more intentional.
There you
and
go.
So just take the more boyfriends away and just be in intentional situations.
So at this point right now, talk about your relationships and what you doing in 2019.
So what I'm doing is I'm not doing any boyfriends at all. This is what I'm doing. I am actually being very intentional and very on purpose about how I'm dating, what I'm dating for. I've decided to, what is it? See, this is a video. What is it, Q?
I'm listening to the bullshit too, because I got some comments.
This is not about y'all. This is about, but this is cool. But what I have decided to do is be very intentional and very on purpose about the relationship. And I'm dating on my terms. I'm not dating on anybody else's terms. I'm dating on what it is I want to do. And I think that's what women should do.
Now, people can get a copy of that thing too, right? It's on
Right.
pre-order right now.
Pre-order right now. The link is going to be on my page. We're going to put it on Power 1 on 8.9. And we'll talk more about it because it seems like some people got some shit to say. And I can't wait to say it. So y'all get the book.
Yo, T. Marie is in the building. The new book is called what?
No More Boyfriends.
Yeah, you can check it out. What's that website?
I don't know. No More Boyfriends. Oh, yeah. No More Boyfriends. It's the website. I forgot to have a new website. No More Boyfriends. So go ahead and get the book.
You was about to get your ass whipped.
Listen.
He was on cue in the streets.
No.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
Crack is whack. We're back in the radio show right here on Power 1 on 8.9. We don't do crack. Because in the words of Whitney,
Crack is whack.
that's right. I make too much money to smoke crack, okay?
They do
But
weed.
we back, and guess who's here with us?
Q in the
Q in the
streets.
streets, y'all. Give it up for Q in the streets.
Woo!
Hey, woo! Hey, Q.
Hey.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Hey,
Q is
y'all,
feeling
what's
real
going
new this
on?
season.
Huh?
Q is feeling real new this
Yeah, I
season.
can't fool
That
you.
is far different than the Q that I met so very long ago.
Okay.
Really, you think so cute? What cute do you remember?
The good country Q.
Oh.
Now you're the
Why
good,
people want to keep you
comfortable
back?
country Q.
Okay,
I'm the
why
good,
people want to
comfortable
keep you
country
back where
Q.
you
Yeah,
used
you're
to
the
be?
shinier version of who you were back
Not
then.
a shinier version.
Oh, he's the
Jesus.
shinier version.
Oh, shining, yeah.
Hey, it's winning. Yes,
All of
God, honey.
It
Thank you
is.
guys for having me. I was
Yes.
so elated. First of all, to be back on Power 1 on 8.9.
Yes.
Congratulations to Q and T for being back on the radio. Oh my goodness. I have missed you guys. Pioneers
Thank
like you guys, I have always looked up to. So
Oh, we
thank you
appreciate
for
that. Yes.
continue to believe in y'all dreams and
He
just
was-
pushing.
Yeah.
He was
I
one of the
remember.
first
I
people
was
that.
fighting.
Yes.
And when I saw that y'all was back on, I was like, yes, God.
Yes, and we are grateful to be back on and appreciative to people like you for supporting us. So thank you,
Yeah,
Q.
no,
Even
thank y'all.
when you have your own platform,
on now.
you still support other people's platform, and that's an amazing thing.
We all can win together. It's enough pie for
Come
everybody
on.
to eat.
It is. Pie is big.
And I don't eat no pie,
Some
but it's
people
enough
got
pie for everybody
big
to eat.
pie.
But when people do eat pie, okay. So come on, tell us what's been going on with you, Q? Because actually, there we go. Here we go with Cash App. What's been going on? Please pay. But what's been going on with you, Q? You've been doing a lot. We've been seeing you a lot. We've
Hell
been
of a
supporting
lot.
you a lot. So we want to know what's going on with you.
Wow, that's a crazy question. What's going on with Q? Everything shining, 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 shining. Yeah. I'm just elevating. Somebody asked me this morning, and I was doing some work, and someone asked me what's next for Q, and I'm in a season where I'm letting God drive.
Right.
I think what Q was referring to when I first got here, I was doing the driving.
Right.
And I felt like Q was working on Q and his expectations and what he wanted
Right.
and what I wanted to do. And God was like, you wanted this, but I had this for you.
Right. Right.
And now that you have this, you're only expecting this. but I had this for you.
Right.
So every time I feel like I was doing something, I always felt like God was superseding what I was asking. So I just stopped asking and I just let God do what he wants to do now. And I just drive and I make sure that I am comfortable and ready and polished at all times.
Gotta stay polished at all
Gotta
times.
stay polished.
And ready.
And polished at all
times.
That sounds like silverware.
Oh my God. Call me
You know, we
silverware,
put the good
baby.
silverware. Some of that
Call
sounds
me
like silverware, baby. That's
so
you.
just a lot been going on. Q in the Streets is going to a new platform.
Right.
I think we all got new platforms.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So doing that, got some TV work coming out. I just released not just released, but I'm actually working on my second book.
Nice,
I'm working
yes.
on a children's book now.
I'm still waiting on my signed copy of the first. But,
Okay,
you know,
but,
we don't
oh
talk
Oh my
about
God,
that.
I know I keep sucking with that. But yeah, so the book did very well. It
Yeah.
actually did better than I expected. So that's what's making me do another one. And now on season 3 of Chasing Atlanta.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Let's talk about
Who
season
knows about it? Because, we didn't know. So let's talk about it. What's the show
Speak
about?
for
Who are
yourself.
you? I didn't know.
So
okay?
Chasing-
I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. How about that part?
Chasing Atlanta is a LGBT-based web series, reality show. Not only do LGBT, A, B, C, D, E, F,
It's
G
too many
people-
letters.
Long
Can
as- we're
I
not-
just say y'all?
They're not the only people that watch it, but it was about 10 guys in the industry striving to, chase their dreams. But of course, everybody doesn't make it, so now we're down to like 6.
Okay.
So it's just about a bunch of guys who chase their dreams and just trying to get to the next level and everything like that, and just chasing their dreams.
So let me ask a question. I know you want to, but let me ask a question first.
Did you heard me?
Yeah, I
was
saw
getting
you
ready.
breathe and grit up. How difficult, because of it is the industry, for you saying being LGBT? How
Yeah.
what's the difficulties for being a gay man or a gay woman or whatever? What's the difficulties in that? Because there's got to be a story behind that part.
For me, for Q,
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say I've never been turned away from a gig because I was a gay male.
Right.
I kind of fit in with everybody.
Right.
I love everybody. I treat everybody the same. I don't treat you different because you're a woman. I don't treat Q different because he's a man.
Right.
I don't treat people different because they're white. Like, I go in, I be myself. So I honestly have not ran into any hurdles because I'm gay.
Right.
Now, sometimes I do have to be mindful, but I've never really not really, honestly. Like, all of my straight homeboys, they don't be like, oh,
Right.
Q come with the gay shit. They be like, nah, we about to chop it up with
Right,
Q. Like,
right.
I'm just a fun person. So for me, it's all about respect.
Right.
If I know that you don't get down how I get down. And for me, I don't really date I'm not gonna
Right.
come to our place of business. Be trying to come on.
Right.
Like, it's kind of weird.
Right.
Like, we got to work together.
Right.
We're all sisters and brothers. Let's not be weird.
So I asked that because I'm saying, with the show being focused on that, what is the difference in just being in
Now-
the industry, period, or being gay, or the LGBT being in the industry? Is there a difference, and what's the challenges?
Well, I think for some people, it is, some people can be overly flamboyant, or, for a female, you may be overly masculine, and you may come in sagging. It's like, no, ma'am, you can't do that in your place in this
Right.
place of business. For overly feminine guy, flamboyant guy, you can't come in your pumps.
Right,
And it's
right.
So those are some things that that others may have to deal with, but that's nothing I personally
Right,
deal
I understand,
with.
I
But
understand.
some people may come in with loud colors and
Right.
hair and nails, and they be like, "You can't do that.
You
here,
can't do
sweetie."
that. You can't.
So I know we had the conversation when you decided to join the show.
Yeah.
About you being smart and protecting your brand.
Yes.
So how do you feel that being in your second season,
Yeah,
right?
this is my second
your
season.
second season of the show has helped, or what do you feel like negative has happened?
Well, I definitely can say that Chasing Atlanta has enhanced my brand, only due to the fact of a lot of people, if we didn't like really hang outside of work, or if you didn't really like see me with a partner, which nobody really ever has, you probably would think I'm gay or something like that, but you probably wouldn't know. Like,
Right.
I've never given or said anything to, unless we like kicking it off air and I say something about attractive guys, something like that. But rarely will I ever even do that. Like,
Right.
I'm comfortable with y'all, so I would do that here. But like, if I'm in a workplace with him, I wouldn't say something
Sure.
like that, because it's just it's just common courtesy and it's about respect for me.
And not necessary because
It's not necessary.
nobody has to announce what they are when we're at work. Like, what's the point of that? Because some people feel like we need to know why. Why do I need to know what your sexuality is or what your sexual preference is? It makes no difference. We're here to work.
But it definitely has enhanced my brand. It took my following to another level. I think a lot of the work that I am getting was because of the show. Just to see me out and being just really, I'm really just being myself now. I felt I wasn't being anybody else when I first came to Atlanta, but now I'm just full straight up Q. Like, you gonna deal with it or you ain't. They were like, Q, is you gay? Like, you see me on Chasing Atlanta. Come on now, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? So negative. I haven't received too much negative. Like, you may say, oh, when I had my hair, like, oh, Q has some ugly hair or something. Like, child, you didn't pay for it, so that's fine. So those type of things really don't matter to me. So, but for the most part, I'll say it's been 90% good and 10% like, you gotta, deal with a few things, negative comments, people saying crazy stuff to you. But this child, what I come to find out though with these children, that the negative comments that they say on Instagram or YouTube or Twitter, babe, when I see you in person, I want you to keep that same energy.
They don't have the same energy.
Don't say, hey, Q, ask for a picture.
They don't have the same energy.
No, baby, I know your screen name. I see your face.
I know who you are.
And
so
I've
had that.
Oh, yes, I've had to check somebody before. And I just had to check somebody on Facebook Live the other day because they tried to chime in into a conversation. We were doing like a Chasing Atlanta review. Tonight was the second episode, so we reviewed the first episode. And I never do like Facebook Lives. I always do like real interviews. Catch that. And so they were doing one. So it was one of my friends who was conducting, so I did join in. And one of the guys all last season drugged my name. Drug me. And so this season, every episode you see me filming with a celebrity. Every time. I'm like, I'm not playing with these girls this season. Like, every time you see me, I'm going to be working. I'm going to be in radio. I'm going to be grinding.
Right.
Because there was a lot of trying me last year, and I'm not having that this year. So it was this one particular person who was like, oh, Q breaking it this season. You know, he's stepping it up. Girl, I was the same person last year, but because I didn't show these celebrities and stuff like that, don't get cute on me and don't change up because I'm not the one.
I hate Atlanta for that. I hate Atlanta for the fact.
Chasers.
Yes, I hate the fact that if you're with just doing who you are in your own element, that it's not looked up on the same if you got somebody, a celebrity that's right beside you doing it. Like, I hate the fact that Atlanta chases people more than they chase talent or what you're actually doing. Or purpose, right? And it's really sad because unfortunately you have to be seen with somebody and you'll be doing the same exact thing with by yourself or with a celebrity. And then you're more, credible now that you're with a celebrity.
Right. And half these celebrities y'all be going up for
what you
ain't
say.
got a pot to piss in or one to throw it out of. So y'all need to stop hyping up over these celebrities, and no shade, because I love some of them, but some of them I could care less about. These Love and Hip Hop girls that y'all go up for, girl, bye.
But Veronica Vega fine though.
Oh, that's my sister. I saw she was up here. That's my sister. I rocks with her.
Okay, Veronica, you fine though.
Veronica Vega
she look
fine.
like?
I don't know. We don't.
Light
I don't really care about Love.
Yeah,
Oh, I am a
either.
fan, baby. I love reality TV.
I like reality TV, just not. I don't really too much care for Love and Hip Hop.
We had Jimmy Woo up here the other day too.
Jesse Woo.
Is it,
See, y'all need.
See, I don't watch it, so I don't know.
Jimmy Woo.
Sorry.
Jimmy
Woo. That's the shoe dude, ain't it?
Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy Choo.
Yeah, Choo.
I was with Jessie this morning. I love Jessie. I love Jessie because she keeps it real. I love the girls who keep it real.
When we come back, we're going to talk about keeping it real. We're going to talk about, because I need to talk about Pastor John Gray and emotional cheating. So can we talk about that?
We can.
The Lord told him the devil made him do it.
When we come back, Lord have mercy. Lord, keep us on. It's Power 8.9.
Crack is
Keep it locked.
cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
Accept it after a couple minutes. Do it go away?
No, it deletes.
Oh, Michael, you have to airdrop me again real quick.
No, I'm just.
You got to airdrop me again real quick. It went away. Yeah. Oh.
And they were good. I got them.
I saw that.
Yeah.
By the time I took. Who you calling, Larry?
I'm calling my business manager. I ain't fucking with no niggas.
Oh, Diamond.
Diamond, wish he was my business.
What'd I say, Jimmy Woo?
Jimmy Woo, and you said it like with confidence in everything, which was, shit. Why not? Jimmy Woo.
Hold on, let me get my head.
Then the funny part is, Tasha always say at the show,
about to
why
do
you
that
ain't tell me you had ...
Right.
on the
Give me
show?
half that head.
I don't be knowing.
Right.
Like,
I just know
yeah, I
they
just people
come up
request
here,
to say
right,
come
and be
up
hey, come on.
yeah, hey.
I don't be knowing half.
Oh, you was on Shark Tank? Oh shit, hey.
Right.
You know?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you on Love and Hip Hop?
I ain't gonna lie,
Nice.
that's how I got a
Awesome.
lot of my clients because they didn't really care about the website. They saw Instagram. Instagram was the calling card that they needed for them to want to work with me because they wanted to be where I was.
Let me share.
Yo, we live.
Okay.
Always.
Oh, we always live.
Yeah, always.
God damn.
Lord have
We're
mercy.
gonna call you back. Oh, okay.
T. Marie,
I'm
does that
sharing.
does that have to do with your show?
It is. I'm sharing.
Okay.
Thank you.
How many shares you got to do?
I didn't get to do the other one.
Okay, I'm just checking. Be like Reggie Rouse up in this piece.
Man.
Reggie and what's the other dude?
Rick
Caffey.
Rick Caffey.
You chewing gum?
Right. You
I'm
better,
gonna write you up.
right now. Matter of fact, get out.
Hey, we got breaking news too when we come back.
Oh God. Y'all go.
We got breaking news.
I already know.
No, not that B2K jump.
Oh no.
No, that's some new stuff. You saw what I wrote?
Nope, but I already know.
Is he that scared? With your grown ass.
Whew.
Huh?
Raspy, is he that
Again, Raz is on that shit.
scared? He looked like he's going through something. And I'm like, you should be the
With a
first girl.
situation like that, the way that he dealt with his situation was to self-medicate. And I don't think he's really went to get the help that he really needs. Because for you to be the main one that was pushing for this tour, now all of a sudden you going on live to back out because of a person,
And this is my thing. You grown. Beat his ass up. He
Oh.
touched you when
and
you
you
was...
thick as shit. Like,
And this is my thing, baby. You the only one of them boys who ain't really working like that. So
Come on,
your
Tim
ass
Murray.
should be
he
the
work
first
in
one.
China.
He what?
Work in China.
Wait.
Well,
No, I
mean,
said, come on.
If he
All
get
right.
a check,
Put your mic up, son. Pull your mic up, son.
Pull
can't-
it.
There you go.
All right.
Don't you
pull
hear
it.
the difference?
Yeah, I can hear the difference. I be just trying not to cut Q face off on his page. That's all.
It ain't about Q. It's about the sound.
Oh
though,
yeah, it ain't about Q. It's about the
sister.
sound.
Q gotta.
Jesus,
You ready?
Yeah.
hey,
Y'all so silly, man.
when y'all gonna let me come
Mom, we busy. We on. My mama calling.
Your mama calling.
Oh,
My mama
shit.
calling.
Answer that call.
Yeah.
Mom, we on the radio.
Hey, Mom. We're back.
All right.
It's T. Marie Radio Show right here on Power 108.9. Thank you guys for tuning in. I can't even get that out. If it's Wednesday and it's hump day, you know what day it is.
You need a shot.
Not
He had
another
it.
one, guys.
Hump
That's
day.
why I'm doing this now. From 8 to 10, guys. 8 to 10. So let's talk about a little something that I've... Well, we can take a break? Oh, break. Oh, Lord. We always got breaking news.
In the news.
Breaking news.
In the news.
Oh, my God, y'all.
Esther Rolle, also known as Florida Evans, has recently passed away.
How many years ago was it?
21.
Right.
Damn.
Right. She's still tossing, saying that same thing. She in heaven talking about damn James.
Nah. If we talk about him, then
You
we
ain't
gonna
like that
have to
one?
talk. Oh, because if we talk about him, then we gonna have to talk about how he liked to date young girls and why his ass didn't get convicted.
I'm an older man that
Who?
loves all women.
Elvis Presley.
I will talk. Oh, you know that's my next subject.
I know, that's
You
why I
know,
did-
but
I
let's
know.
start with Pastor Gray. So for people who did not know, we already talked about Pastor Gray and his infidelities, quote
Pastor
unquote.
John Gray from owns the Book of Gray.
The Book of Gray, and now he has
and his
that
wife,
mega church.
Adventure.
I can't think of her name.
It's like
Avenger. It's
Avenger.
Avenger.
Aventure.
Avon some tur, but it's her.
How
So
stupid.
Sister Gray.
Sister Gray, right?
Sister Gray.
So
How
we,
stupido.
oh my God. So there, we talked about this earlier in the season about him cheating and him being a pastor. And the question we had from that was, could you take advice from somebody who didn't do what they say? Right? So we've come full circle, or at least half a circle, back to the question. He was on the reel and they were asking him about his infidelity. So they directly asked him, I should have asked Michael to pull that up. They directly asked him, did you cheat on your wife? And his answer to that question was, no, he did not cheat. But when there's a but, there's some bullshit. But what he did do was have an inappropriate relationship with another woman that consisted of emotional sharing, having discussions, and time. But there was never any intimate sexual activity. So therefore, he didn't cheat, but he may have emotionally cheated.
So
So can we discuss what emotional cheating
So
looks
the first
like?
question: didn't he come out and say that he cheated on his wife?
Yes.
So, but he didn't define what
Right.
cheating meant until he went
Till
on
now.
there on the real.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure it out. Like, what is that? What does that look like? So he on the real, he said he didn't cheat, but he cheated emotionally.
Now, to me,
PR cleaning up.
to me,
Because you can't preach
emotional
when you've been in
cheating
the bed with somebody.
is worse than absolutely anything.
You better say
I can
it.
go stick my stuff in something
come
and
on,
walk away,
church.
come home, take a shower, and I can get in the bed and love on you all day, every day. But once you decide to give this person your
church.
conversation, give this person your emotions, your mind, your heart, then that other person is in trouble.
Right.
And that is when they should be nervous.
I thought women emotional cheat. I didn't know that was a man
they
thing.
do.
No, well, yeah, women.
Well, you know they always say that women are emotional cheaters. Like if a woman do it, then if a man cheat, like they just always say men can cheat, but if a woman cheat, it's an emotional.
Okay,
tie
so
to
here's
it,
the
to
thing
it.
about it. What he's saying is he did not have sexual activity with her. He cheated with her emotionally by giving his time and emotion to
That's
somebody.
worse.
It is
I was
worse.
gonna say
And-
I would have rather him said I
That's
busted it down
worse,
with
sir.
her.
and made a mistake, and that was it. But
Yeah.
to turn
Bust
around,
down, Pastor Gray.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
but Pastor Gray said he didn't do that. So we got to understand, and what men have to understand, I don't know who his PR person was, but he got to understand that that's
Oprah.
worse.
That's worse.
That's worse than physically cheating, because you
Yeah.
could easily be like, I was caught up in a situation at a moment, and I had a moment that I went and pushed my penis up in this person and came on back home. I don't know what I was thinking, but
Clarify that. You don't have a penis. Please clarify that
I
for the
said-
people watching,
I
please.
said not me, but I said that's what they should have told him. That would have been better for him to say than to
Well,
say
when you think-
he had more time, that he spent time with someone.
This is-
over and over and over again at different times, creating a relationship.
This is my thing. When people try to, you got to learn how to stop trying to push God on people and say these deep ass scriptures and keep it real. The PR should have pulled him aside before this interview and say, these are the questions they're going to ask you. You didn't know how to say them, or you're going to be tripped up how Steve Harvey did a few weeks ago. Using the wrong word will turn your whole...
With the whole Monique situation.
With the whole Monique situation.
But the thing is-
one wrong word will turn your whole phrase into something that you didn't even mean.
But you don't think they had a rough run, dry run?
run.
What I said, a ride run?
Then you said a rough
A
one. I'm
right-
like, I don't know where we going with
I'm
this.
not sure if they had a dry run.
I mean, come on now. You didn't sit on there and know you were about to go on the show, and y'all didn't have a conversation about what you should say. This is your first national appearance since this
Since the
situation.
incident, right.
And nah,
I just
I
feel
don't
like
believe
he tried
that.
to push some deep Jesus stuff and it didn't work.
I think he had some man who didn't understand what he was talking about, telling him, man, don't say you hit it, just say you spent time with her. Not understanding that for
That's working,
women,
brother.
for women especially, when you put us in the same position as the woman you're dealing with, that means when you went and spent time with this woman, she was equal to who we are in that relationship. And we don't want that. We don't want to feel that. We don't even want to think that. You went and asked this woman, was she hungry? Did she want some food? You bought her something. You also went to spend time with her, check and see how her kids
Took her
were.
car to the gas
you
station and filled it
You
up.
did things for her that you should only do
For the lady that you're
your
with.
wife or your special person.
But over a year ago, over a year ago, my wife and I were in a very difficult place in our marriage. And in that time, I began to converse with someone other than a counselor, other than a pastoral leader, which is where I should have taken my issues and challenges and began to converse. And I was even in the presence of that person one time. But being in the presence of someone is not the same as sleeping with them. I did not sleep with anyone. There's no baby. There's none of that. And so it's important for me to take responsibility for the areas where I did come up short. Sharing things about my marriage outside of my wife and outside of trusted counselors is an emotional affair. It was wrong. I take responsibility for that.
So he said, if I know for the people who could not hear what was going on, he just talked about again that he didn't produce any babies, he didn't have any sexual activity, he did some emotional cheating, that he spent time with this person outside and he conversed and had counsel with somebody that wasn't his
And you shared
wife.
dark
Deep
secrets
things
about your marriage with
this
other
person. So you sound crazy.
So I've
After the
always
third
heard
time.
that
Yeah.
after you have sex with somebody the third time, that it becomes like more of an emotional situation. And I've heard that, like, you know, I got brothers, they was hoes
Right.
back in the day
Right,
and all
right,
that
right.
other kind of stuff. So after they would only hit it
That
like
is not true.
two times. You don't believe that it becomes
I
a
got
little
something
more?
waiting on me as soon as I leave here, and I ain't emotionally tied to it.
Oh, people, that's
Was
a
it the
front.
third time?
We over 3 times.
That's because you made up in your mind. Don't start. Don't do that. Because don't do that. Don't
You
try to
full of
stand
shit.
strong, Q. Don't do that.
No, I'm being for real.
Here you full of it.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay. But but again, that's a thing that you had decided to do. This man literally does not, and for him to be a pastor, that was stupid for him to say. He
Yeah,
does
that's
not
stupid.
understand the stigmatism and the hurt that comes with something like he said, like that was okay. And I can't stand the girls on the reel for applauding that, like that was better, like that was okay. Like y'all not living in y'all truth. Because as a woman, you would know that ain't cool.
What's the purpose of them doing interviews right now anyway? What are they promoting? They need to sit down for a little bit.
Oh my God.
No,
The real?
honestly,
I mean, do you
no,
have
not the
some-
real. I'm talking about the pastor.
Oh, right.
Pastor Gray and his wife they need to sit
His
down.
new season.
Sometime a new season of what? The show?
Well,
Probably.
because they know as this show comes back, people are going to be asking, and
So
probably
they're trying to do damage
that
control.
damage control, and they probably notice some of the scenes are going to pop up, or that's going to pop up in this.
Do y'all feel like it was too early for an interview?
I feel like that he wasn't prepared for
Yeah, he
real.
wasn't prepared.
I just feel like that he just jumped on there and thought that was a good thing to say without
That's what I say,
understanding.
you trying to push
counsel.
Jesus on people.
Without counsel, getting the exact counsel, knowing what's going on. Hey, Ronnie Moss from the Spinners. Hey, Ronnie.
All right, Ronnie.
Hey. Tell me, make him sing.
Ronnie, you need to come on the show.
When we come back, more with Ronnie. But no, we're going to continue to talk about this emotional cheating, and we're going to throw a little R. Kelly in there, and what else we was talking about earlier?
That was Crystal.
Elvis. Oh, I definitely got to talk about that. It's T. Marie Radio Show right here on Power 108.9.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke. Let's get that straight, okay? You don't do crack. You don't do that. Crack is whack.
I
Just
did.
sat there and just-
Yeah, I would have got on walked out.
She just sat there smiling. like-
Got that first lady bullshit.
It is, and
That's
I'm
that
gonna talk
first
about
lady
how the
bullshit.
church keep women in bondage
That's bondage.
without making them being
See,
smart.
I'm a PK. See, all that. I
Yeah,
done
they
been
keep
through all
the
that
church
bullshit.
keep the
That's
women
why I
in
can
bondage.
say it.
Yeah, and
got-
I'm a believer. I'm a full-fledged believer.
got
But the
scripture to
church,
back it up,
yeah,
so
oh my
don't come away
God,
with that
it
foolishness.
keep our women in bondage.
Yeah, it's bondage. First ladies have to. They've been trained to keep this face.
Yeah.
It's a Southern thing. Roger.
Hey, Roger Russell.
Roderick, what up? Yeah, first ladies and women of the South
Yeah.
have been trained to keep this face. And you don't let what happens in this household go outside.
Oh, yes.
of
That's the
those-
big time.
Have you seen Carlos
families.
King, Carlos King new
Greenlow.
show? No, not Greenleaf.
Oh, the
Carlos
Huntsville
King
thing.
new show, Huntsville, when his wife
Oh,
cheated.
uh-huh.
And then he was just like, I don't care how many times I cheat. You don't tell our business in these streets.
And,
You can
and
put your dick in the street, but she can't.
Got the cameras, but you got me, everything would have came on.
I know.
Period.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Church keep women in bondage, and they don't allow women to live in their truth, in their in accountability. But we gotta stop thinking that what we do and that when we hurt ourselves and keep ourselves in bondage, that's the right thing. That's our saving grace. That we gotta sacrifice
ain't
our
strong
happiness.
to-
Yeah, we gotta.
that's not
That we
true.
gotta sacrifice our happiness, and that we don't have to have what we need in order to go to heaven or to be seen. God wants you to have joy too.
Now, I was sitting here. I got the opportunity to
I
see
don't have my joy. honey.
a main clip from the Tyler Perry Medea movie, and the lady was talking about how she felt like her strength came from staying with a man who she didn't love, she didn't like, she didn't like her, and he said
That's
out there,
bullshit.
and he cheated on her for years and years and years. She felt like her staying in the situation for her kids was what made her strong.
And that is so wrong, but that's what women have been conditioned to do: sacrifice themselves so that everybody else can be happy. And so therefore we wind up worn out, tired, unfulfilled, and emotionally drained because we have given everything to everybody and have not expected anybody to pour into us because we're supposed to be the ones who have everything for everybody else.
Right.
And so I'm not living that life. That's what I said. This second half of my life, I'm not living that life. I'm not being with anybody. Even my kids can go. I'm not being in no situation.
Damn.
No, seriously. And I told their ass, I'm not being in no situation where you're going to be unappreciative and I'm going to continue to feed your ass. Emotionally, physically, I'm not going to do that because you're not going to kill me and y'all go off y'all separate ways when y'all 18,
reaping
19,
the
20.
benefits, and I'm up here
And
dry.
I'm the one dry. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it. I'm not doing it for them. I'm not doing it for my new spouse that's coming up. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If you can't pour into me, you can't have me. You can't be with me. You two children. You too.
And on that note, they're taking up an offering.
Okay. You
Minister T.
okay.
today.
Now you take up an offering for them kids because they gonna need somewhere to go when she put their ass out.
Okay. The 9-year-old too. Her ass gotta go too. Damn. I'm calling her daddy next week. You got somewhere for her to sleep because she gotta go.
No, I feel it. Baby, you know, this is one thing that I just posted on my social media. Baby, if you draining me, you got to go.
You got to. We can't live in that.
Anybody.
We can't live in it.
All right,
And women
mama,
are
daddy.
good for
I
it.
got something else I want to talk about when it comes to you when we come back.
Oh, okay. Well, good one. Come
I had to
back.
prep my phone up.
Okay.
In case one of these hoes out was killed on the radio show live.
T. Marie.
Yes.
So you just heard Rubber Band Man by the Spinners,
Yes.
right?
Song
Ronnie
came
Moss
out
was on there, right?
Yes.
1973.
You ready to come back?
Okay.
Let go.
Oh. Was that from the Spinners too?
Yeah, little T.I.
Rubber Man Man. Y'all don't know how to act for real. Hey, hey. We back. Hey, it's T. Marie Radio Show right here on Power 108.9. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm telling you, if you're not watching when we talk behind the scenes, you also miss a whole lot because we have a lot of conversation going on that we bring back to the air. So I really enjoyed the conversation and things we talk about. So if you're watching Facebook Live, you do get to see it. If you're
Absolutely. Make sure you guys are sharing.
not, please share it.
Sharing is caring.
Please share it. Please, please, please. So I want to talk about more about Pastor Gray and that, but I know you said you want to ask you a question.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we were having a conversation about Pastor Gray pretty much sharing what he felt was his version of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when it comes to that, you know, people are subject to criticism or applause and things like that.
True.
And while we have Q in the building, there's something that he was bold enough to put on social media
Oh
a few
yeah,
days ago.
absolutely, yeah.
And it's not a bad thing, but we've talked about this
yeah, we
before
did.
because people don't open up and share their stories like that. You know, so from what we see on the reality show or we see on your social media, you out here doing a lot of shit, and you are. However, there was a side that people did not know was going on.
Right.
When did you feel like, okay, it's time for me to get this out, and I feel like I need to share it with the
Right.
world, or I'm gonna like go crazy?
Well, I didn't share it with the world until I was all the way out of it, which was this week. And I knew for a fact once I purged everything, I was like, okay, I'm finally good.
You're good.
And what made me post about it, which I'm never really like a person.
I'm sorry, for people who are watching who don't know, give a little recap of what you posted.
Okay, so basically this week I posted to my social media. Oh my God, Q, I didn't know you were gonna ask about that. So I posted on my social media this week that I've just, for the past 2 months, that probably a little bit longer than that actually, but I know I've been dealing with it since 2019. I've been living a good life, but I wasn't living my best life. I just was in a state of depression and I did not know it. Oh my gosh, Q, I didn't know you was gonna ask me about that. I'm gonna get emotional. I just was dealing with a lot and I didn't even know it. I would find myself staying at home, or just being in my room, and just the room would be black, and I would be looking around and not knowing that I was dealing with depression. Those are signs and symptoms of depression when you think about it, but you don't know that you're in it until you're almost out. You don't know you're in depression when you're in it. And I would be looking in the mirror, I was like, I'm gaining weight, but I was continuously eating. Instead of the usual cue would be going to the gym, up being motivation, doing all the other stuff. But I wasn't in that space.
Right.
I was in a space of somebody just was downing me. And I thought, oh my God, I didn't know you were going to ask me about this. That was just a piece of me that somebody was downing me. And look, he done came in the room like, what happened? And I thought it was okay. Little things get to you, like, you eating again?
Yeah.
Like, dang, like, come on with your thick self.
So-
And you don't realize those things were triggering
Right. For you to do things.
the kid in me who was the fattest in the class.
Right.
So those are the things that I've always dealt with. Was a weight thing, or just, it was a lot of different things that I was doing that I didn't know was depression until I was out of it. And it is not okay.
Yeah.
And I've always been like a person that was like high confidence and, always tried to, be this,
Right.
but I couldn't do that in that.
Let me tell you about the reality about high confidence sometimes. It's really a mask.
It is.
It's a hiding place for us
Yes.
who are
Yeah.
suffering that's why we do our best to over
Overly
succeed,
do it, right.
overachieve.
Preach,
And
girl.
we do
Compensate.
that because we have to have something that's going to make us feel some type of way about ourselves. So we overachieve. Most of the time overachievers have a depression thing because we're trying to prove
me.
and show, me too. And that's why I can talk about it. I understand it. And to be honest about it, it's something that I have to fight. Honestly, daily, it's a fight because when you have so many things on your shoulders and so many things that you have to succeed
Yes.
in, and nobody necessarily to really give you that boost of you're okay and you're good, and no one to really turn to, then you start, even if you see things going, you start to doubt because you're still not feeling your best self, and you're trying to figure out why.
And especially when people expect you to be the strong.
Oh yeah,
Or I'm usually the one that people go to when they're going
Yeah.
through.
They don't
Oh,
reflect
when
absolutely.
it's time to
Absolutely.
pray. When it's time to pray, people are like, oh, Q gonna pray you down.
Yes.
honey. So we're gonna go to Q.
and that's what we be talking about. Nobody checks on their strong friend. I always say, y'all check on me because a lot of times I'm being strong for other people,
yeah.
and I don't have anybody that's being strong for me, and so it's a hard thing. Now, again, the reason why I know I can identify with you, I've been there. I still love chicken wings, and I know me and chicken wings battle every day because I'm trying to trying to do something. It's a comfort food. It's me trying to get to where you know where you're supposed to be, and you're not there,
Yeah,
and you're
even-
trying to get
even,
there.
Even with career, I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
I was like, gosh, everybody else see me doing great things, but me
Yeah,
personally,
yeah.
I felt like my career, Quentin, was pinwheeling.
Right.
And I'm like, why am I keep going in this rat wheel?
See-
Like, I just feel like I'm seeing the same stuff, I'm like, I want to elevate.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and the reason that I asked you that is because we have this conversation a lot about there being power in your truth.
It is.
And people follow you because of what they see you doing or what they feel you're doing.
Yeah.
But you being truthful about the things that you're actually experiencing, that makes people connect with you more.
And a lot of people reached out to me and was like, yo, I never would have known that you went through that. And I've been through stuff. I've been evicted. I've been repoed. I've done all of that. That's the easy stuff.
That's the easy part.
That's easy stuff. And I never even thought that I would be here today and be like, that was easy stuff.
Yeah.
But dealing with depression, and I never even thought that I would be a person to deal with that.
Right.
But I was just like, coming out of this week, I feel lighter. I feel like I'm getting my energy back. A lot of people just
Because
like,
you let that truth go.
baby.
It's truth. I'm telling you, it's power and
And
transparency.
people like,
And just like when Beyonce, she was somebody that people watched. And the reason that I say her is because she has, one of the largest platforms.
And
that
she had to
people
admit that what Jay-Z did to
And she
her, and they
admitted
cheated,
what was
and
going
their
on in their situation.
in their relationship. That made people feel like, damn, we can these things can happen and we can go. I mean, if people could cheat on if Jay could cheat on Beyonce, then damn.
Child, what am I?
Right, like what's my expectations,
Yeah, seriously.
And it's really about some of the things that people don't understand that go through long relationships that they have to really make it through a lot of infidelity or emotional cheating or things of that nature that people just keep within because everybody doesn't need to know that, but it's something that doesn't kill you. And it doesn't necessarily kill the relationship either.
And the thing is, God blessed you with gifts, but he also blessed you with a platform.
Oh,
and it's a lot of people that are following what it is you're doing. It's a lot of people that are following what you're doing. And the things that y'all are going through, that we're going through in life, people are paying attention to that. People need to hear these things because they need to have an answer. They need to have somebody that they can connect with. They need to know these things to let people know, okay, I've gone through this, I've experienced this, but this is how I got out. And if this person can do it, I can do it too. Because a lot of these people may feel like they don't have a way out.
Right.
Let me say this. Anybody who feel like you don't have a way out, one thing I had to do was really, first of all, stop pointing the finger at everybody else.
Come on, church.
And I had to really look in the mirror and say, Q.
Come on, church.
You got to get Q together.
Yes.
And when I say Q, it was nobody but me and God.
Yeah.
I really had to cut back. I'm the type of person, I don't have a lot of time to cut back. Some people can cut back for 2 months and 2 weeks. But we got shows and sometimes we got work to do. So a person like myself, well, you might got 2 hours.
Maybe.
But you take them 2 hours or that one day, but you really got to lock in and be like, this is not who you are. This is not who you're destined to be. And in order to get to the next level of what God got for you, you got to cut some stuff off. And I mean, cut it off for real.
People.
Cut not people, places, things, activities, whatever it may be, babe. You got to fast on that stuff. Cut it off. Cut it off. And it's so crazy that and we'll get in trouble sometimes too when we hold on to things. I'm talking to myself.
Come on,
when
church.
we hold on to things, when God told us to let it go, and we feel like, but God, I want that.
Because somebody rolled my chair out
I
of here
want
right
that.
now.
I didn't did that so many times.
Woo!
That's why
Yeah,
I haven't had
yeah.
a successful relationship.
I want
And my
that.
friends call me the recycle man because for the last 6 years,
He'll keep recycling
I've gone
the
back to the same
ones.
4 people.
You know what that is?
You're
Comfort.
used to it.
It is,
Comfort.
And you know what else?
because of insecurity.
But you know what else that is too? You become familiar to dysfunction.
And I said that very same
When we
thing.
come back, boy, this baby,
So y'all done took-
I
I
gotta
thought
take
I
a
was coming to
break,
talk
take a
something
break, and take another shot. We'll see. It's T Marie Radio Show right here on Power 108.9.
No, seriously, y'all. I was comfortable with.
Oh, sorry. Why did I think you was taking a break? Oh,
I was.
maybe I needed a break. Shit.
Yeah, I was. I became comfortable. You become comfortable with dysfunction.
Yeah.
Whether it's in our career, you just be like, you just do the same toxic shit for years just because.
Yeah.
It's easy.
You're familiar with it, and you, like you said, you're familiar with that dysfunction and stuff that is right start to feel wrong. When you know you're supposed to take care of yourself, like, wait a minute, this is too comfortable. I mean, I feel good. Something ain't
But
right.
then the
Something-
thing is, yeah, you do. But I feel like, in a way, we all go through things for a reason. And then it gets to a place where your story is no longer yours. The stuff that you're going through, you're not going through it for you. You're going through it because in a little bit, God about to throw somebody in your path that's going to need to hear that.
And let me tell you, shameless plug. Should have been on the air, but shameless plug for No More Boyfriends. That relationship that got me there was necessary.
Little do you know, that's why I ain't got none.
Okay,
Thank you.
But listen, let me tell you, a lot of people tell me the information, because I tell people I wrote that book for me. Well, it started out as being stuff that I need to tell myself, like a journal.
Yeah.
And as I started to write, I was like, it is so many people who need to hear this, so many women who need to empower themselves and make them understand that they do not have to be boyfriends or wives to these boyfriends. And you don't have to be, because they try to make you feel like they gotta do a practice test on you like you a damn car and see if they like the way you run. Now, bitch, you need to understand what kind of car I am and so know if you like it or not. And you don't have to test drive a damn Jag to know if you like to drive a Jag. You just got to know the qualities of a fucking Jag, okay? And if you don't want the Jag,
Then
fuck
go
on,
get you a
go
Mazda.
drive you something else. But the Jag requires this type of oil change, this type of, you know what I'm talking about?
Go get you one of them used cars that everybody else in Atlanta done had anyway.
But you know, that's what I'm saying. We women tend to feel like that they have something to prove. And
But you want no ran through car.
I was running through.
yeah, that's what you ran
Other-
through some car, right? You got
yeah,
cars that you done ran off the road and left them sitting there.
And I'm like, y'all,
They at
I'm
the
like,
junkyard. I feel appreciate
you gonna play with this luxury vehicle?
And that's what I'm saying. Like we gotta
Bitch,
start.
this is luxury.
We gotta start treating ourselves, our values, the things that we have, like they are the gifts and treasures that we know we are. And I have a title, a thing in the book called "Whose Is It." There's a chapter in the book called "Whose Is It?" It's talking about sex. It's a sex chapter. It's talking about whose is it, and it's talking about
Like your
valuing.
cookie, like your
Yeah,
cookie, your cookie.
it's a
You
sex
say your
chapter.
Cootie
It's
cat.
the sex
Oh, cootie
chapter. You gotta understand when you name something, you take better care of it. When you understand the treasure that it is, you don't just give it away and pass it out to anybody. You understand whose it is, and when somebody asks you whose is it, the first person you gotta believe knows that it's mine. It's mine,
So
and
if
I'm
you
gonna.
name it, you'll take better
So
care of
If
it.
you
So I didn't name
understand
my
the
dick yet. Have
value,
you
no.
named it?
If you understand the, shut your ass
What's your
up.
cootie cat name?
Treasure.
Ooh, I like Treasure.
What's her real name?
Miss Nasty.
Treasure.
Merlene.
Marlene sounds so old. Marlene sound like she limping. I know, right? Marlene sound old. She sound like she ready to go to bed. she got rollers in. Marlene sound like what the dick want?
Merlene.
That don't even sound sexy.
That's right. Who even want to be with Merlin?
I don't like Merlin. You need to give her a new name.
It's not. It's
Oh, I was
treasure.
getting ready to
That's cute.
say.
I'm talking about that's
Treasure
cute.
box.
Treasure.
It's Treasure Box Curtis.
So nasty.
Huh?
Treasure Box Curtis.
Come on, y'all. Right?
That's the whole
Let's
name.
go back.
Hold on.
What
Hold
would
on,
you name your
T-Marie.
dick? That's a good game night.
It's not even what it. But honestly, for
Next
women,
wine night.
we'll talk about it.
What would you name your dick?
Oh God. And for women, it's not even. Y'all so stupid. I can't stand this show. Like for real, I can't. 2 hours. We're back at T. Marie Radio Show right here on Power 108.9. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're still tuning in, because these fools might have had y'all tuned out. They done left. They done left the building with this one. They done bought Merlene in here. I just don't know. What is it, Michael?
Yes, folks on Facebook were asking Merlene, who is Merlene? They didn't catch it.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh, I forgot they could see us up there.
Yeah.
Somebody asked,
So-
is Merlene your kitty cat?
No.
So the conversation
Cute.
was.
Thank you, Q.
T
Keep
was
it
saying
real,
that in life, when you name things,
Yeah, you-
that you have,
treasure
you
it, baby.
treasure them a lot more.
So what he just,
So,
So
they asked me what my
what her
Kitty cat.
funky
her
box?
kitty cat name.
Her what?
Your funky box?
Funky box. What are you
Funky box.
talking about?
I mean, it don't have to be funky for it to be a funky box.
box.
Yeah,
Your
funky
snatch,
box is a terrible name.
your coochie.
Oh my God.
Your name's
Coocie's nasty too.
Can you just say my person, my vagina, anything? But
Vagina just sounds so medical.
it is. Oh my God.
But you know that's one of them words. That's one of them words that's nasty. That sound like moist.
No, you said moist. You got to get that.
so some of
Get a
your
So they asked me what my moist.
What her box name
Yeah, there
was.
you go.
your box.
The
and
na-
it's-
her name,
Oh, it could be
my
a box, not a
name
funky
is-
box.
My box name is Treasure.
And I said her treasure's real name is
Merlene.
Merlene.
Merlene. So
I am
that
going to start calling
that-
you Merlene when I see you. If I see T at an industry event, Merlene.
So Merlene started the debate because now people are trying to picture Merlene,
Don't.
and they say that Merlene is the. Come on, get some from the side. Hurry up.
Hurry up so I can go downstairs and finish this chicken.
Hurry up! I got them greens on the stove. Hurry up!
Hurry up.
No,
the
I gotta
kids
go
on the
to-
way from school. Merlene got shit to do. around the house.
Merlene got a crock pot on low.
Shit, baby, she is Merlene.
Merlene got a crock pot on low.
So, with that being said, to,
Oh my
to all of you
God.
out
No,
there,
hold on, I got
in-
one more. Merlene got a wig on the counter, one of them little white heads.
Oh my
It's
God.
styrofoam head.
Styrofoam.
with the little curl, with the rollers in it.
already in the wig.
Maybe-
So, with
maybe
that
it
being
is Merlene.
said,
Merlene got stockings in the,
for
in
you
the
to
freezer.
for you to treasure the things that you have,
Right.
what would you name your box or your junk?
Yeah, what do you name it? That's,
Merlene.
everybody has a name.
Merlene got one of them water bottles in the shower.
That red one.
that smell like vinegar in the
Oh,
bathroom.
yeah. That's the old school red one. That's the old school red
Marlene
one.
got that snapback.
Oh
See, my
my
mom
God.
used to put her stockings in the freezer. So
What did that
Just-
do?
She had a hot box.
I don't know. My mother, if I call mother right now and I be ask her, I'll be like, Mother, what did you pull out the freezer every Sunday before we went to
Is
church?
that to stop him from running?
That's my mother used to say that.
Oh,
Wow.
She used to put them in the freezer.
Wow.
Now her box probably Merlene.
Merlene. Well, since Merlene does all that, she could be Merlene, but her name is Treasure. And that I think of her that way, so I understand that she's not to be just given to anyone. And so when we start to think about what it is that we treasure, or anything that has a name has some meaning to you.
if I would have named my penis years ago, then I probably wouldn't have stuck it in half of the things that I have. Should have named it Gold Member.
Gold member. Wow.
I like that.
I like gold member too.
But that's what I'm
From
saying.
this day
think
on.
about it. Think about it. When you name it, you name it the value you see it as, and you'll stop doing what you do with it.
See, I need some time to create a name.
You're taking too long.
Now I'm gonna need some time because like mine is like a little bit bougie, but like he can get with it. So you know,
Braxton P.
Yes,
Hartnebreed.
Michael.
So the question is, if you cannot give yourself a nickname, how can you give your thing a nickname? Somebody else has to
Hold up.
give your thing a nickname.
No, nobody else has
Yes,
to
they do.
No.
Kobe Bryant
No.
did not call himself the Black Mamba. He earned that name, so
No.
somebody else has
so
to
I
give
feel
you.
like we should
So-
text
so
the
no,
last person
no.
that we've had sex with
Oh.
and say if you could give my
See?
my
No.
young man a name, what would you name?
Let me
him?
tell you why that doesn't bring any.
Oh, well, no, I
let
can't
me
text
know,
that.
right?
But
But, let
But
me
that's
tell you-
allowing other people to put value
Thank
on you,
That's
and we
exactly
can't do
what
that
it is.
shit anymore.
That's
No,
right.
we done learned how to
That's
do that, so
too
we
deep,
ain't doing that
Michael.
shit no
Michael,
more.
they took it too deep.
But that's
Right.
what it is.
Right.
No, well, that's what it is, and I don't. want
Because you got to
nobody
be careful, because that last person, y'all might not be on good terms no more.
Look,
Now you
T,
right.
T. Marie don't want nobody calling here talking about Shirley.
Baby, trust and believe. Won't be a Shirley in the building. Not one.
Might be a Barbara.
Oh, that motherfucker. either.
Sound like a Doretha. or something.
Dorita.
Y'all only.
Them old
Just,
church.
right.
A Catherine.
None of them.
Catherine.
Don't nobody
Eddie
even-
Lou.
So I'm going to go with Gold Member.
So gold member is yours.
Gold Member.
Gold
Treasure.
Treasure.
Can I call mine just King?
Sure.
I like King.
That's what you feel.
If that's what you feel he is, then that's what it is.
Or I can call him Dreamy. I keep dreaming about that mama.
And this is the kind of conversations we have on
But
our
you know-
T. Marie
so
radio
look,
show.
like, hold on. If you had like a motto or a slogan for yours, I just saw what mine was.
what's the
Mine
slogan?
just
What's your
be,
slogan?
Love is an inside job.
Ew.
What?
That is all I saw was pink walls. man. I just feel
Brown.
like I'm just here. oh.
Hey.
Somebody didn't
Thank you
use-
guys for tuning in to this T. Marie radio
Hey,
show. We'll
there's a
see
water
y'all.
bottle in the shower they didn't use with the vinegar in.
What is Masson
Somebody
Gill?
didn't use the bottle.
And this is what happens when we drink shots.
But it was only a swig.
It was only a
That was
stick.
straight
I was
gas.
sleepy when I
I'm
started
glad
this
some
show.
people didn't tune in and they thought I was going to
Period, baby. What? If the walls are brown, somebody didn't use that vinegar in the shower.
Oh my God, that is ridiculous.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
So
wow.
back to conversing about
Right.
the power
So
in
what
your
about-
truth.
So what about Jesus? What y'all were saying?
God
right.
is good.
Right.
You won't be getting the invite back.
Oh God, that is crazy. I'm so done.
So
done.
back to depression.
Shit happens.
So With
We come back for a T Marie radio show on Power 108.9. I gotta get these fools straight. Y'all keep it loud. Oh God.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh,
T Marie, you're smooth.
that was good. Oh my God, that was
Right.
Brown. Mighty prep.
Oh my
Hey
God.
y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. We hope you guys are enjoying this.
Yeah, this is a show that's yes, y'all are
Feel
doggone
free to
mess.
ask these questions tomorrow in the break room.
Okay, I'm sure you will be fired.
The manager might answer too.
Exactly. What the hell they got going on? Oh my God. But it does. It really, really. It is. or
Yeah,
it's
I
not.
keep trying.
So
It
I
is.
have a question about your
Not.
point.
Are we? Is that one off now?
Do you keep her? Do you keep her shaved?
Yes.
I was talking to an older gentleman.
No.
Like fade.
Naked.
I was talking to an older gentleman.
I don't have. Yeah. Like yes. That's
like
a,
roast beef.
what the fuck? No. What kind of lips is that?
Hey,
I
I've seen
some lips
somebody.
like right there. Why you
We
playing?
got a mutual acquaintance
That have lips
that,
like that?
like, she had no drawers on and she sat down
God, that's okay.
and opened her funky
You
box. She had a funky
lied.
box. And her cooch looked like roast beef that sat on the counter a couple days.
I'm gonna tell you something
That little
again.
smell to it.
Listen. I haven't been. I'm not the sexually act. I'm very sexually active with my partners. I'm not promiscuous. So a lot of times, if I'm not in a relationship,
Unexpected.
now it's listen. It is intentional. Even when I'm not doing it, I decide if I'm gonna sleep with somebody or not. I don't have to have it. I got toys that I enjoy if I need to get that rock off. It's just important to me to be with somebody intimately that I care about, and that's a choice
Girl,
for
sometimes
me.
you gotta go get your box.
No,
knocked
no,
down.
you don't. No. Sometimes y'all got to. I don't have to.
Oh,
I don't.
see.
I promise you.
We're
I-
gonna find you. We're gonna get
Find-
you a
look-
pastor.
look,
We're gonna
what
get you a little
the-
pastor,
I
girl.
don't know.
When the last time you got some dick?
Pink,
I mean some dick with some weight on it.
Pinky was around. Pinky.
Now that's bad.
What?
That ain't
Pinky.
his nickname that you gave him.
Pinky. No, I'm talking about my toy Pinky.
No, that's not what we're talking about. But anyway,
Shut your ass.
but I was talking to this guy the other day, and he was saying how he doesn't like his woman to shave.
Some people don't like them shaped because it reminds of a kid.
He was just like, I want some. He's like, I
Want
want
some
some
hair.
grown pussy. I was just like, you like pussy with hair?
It's hard to eat that.
He was
though,
just
ain't it?
like,
Hold on,
no.
it's hard to eat what?
Hairy
Pussy with
pussy.
hair on it.
Excuse me,
You got
guys.
to move like.
Open it up and then
He
just
was
dip
saying
it.
that- he was
Don't-
say-
But what if you like to do the lips? Because I like my lips sucked.
Whoa. Where did I just had a visual?
Right, that was
I
nasty.
ain't been down that road in about 8
It ain't
years.
nasty.
It's not nasty.
Hell no. It is not.
So,
No, he asked me a question about hairy pussy and I said, if y'all watching this, y'all just might as well go to bed.
so
because-
yeah, so the guy was saying that he doesn't want his woman to shave at
Yeah,
all, and I
because-
was just like, not even like clean and shape it up. He was like, I don't like that. I like a woman, a natural woman.
So a hairy all
He
down
would've
her
loved
legs
the
and everything.
70s.
Huh?
Like he
You
would've
know, Harry,
killed
But I
in the
think
70s.
because he was like 40, 50, and I'm not no shade at because I love older guys, but I just really feel like he's in that old school Southern mentality of a woman, just be a woman. So I was like, do you like underarm
I was
hairs
about
and
to
all of that
say,
stuff?
and
He was
hairy
like,
legs.
I don't really care about that shit. He was like, but on her vagina, like her pussy, he's like, I do not want you shaving it. I was just
And
like,
that just reminds something of like it's like a young.
but I just don't want to be doing this
Well,
the whole
Some
time.
of that R. Kelly.
That's what I'm talking about.
I
Come
just
on.
feel like you be doing that the whole time. You
We're
pussy.
back.
What's this
The
one right
leftover
here?
hair.
Come on, Q.
Because y'all done took the show to a whole.
Come on,
different-
Q
We gotta
square.
delete this one.
Nah, y'all keeping it.
Right.
You after dog.
Right. We're gonna talk R. Kelly next because I want to talk about.
Reminded you.
Get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
It may be a bad
We're back. It's T Marie Radio Show. We had to detox y'all. If y'all feel like y'all need a shower, it's okay.
A cold one.
Right, a cold one. It's okay. But we're glad that you guys stayed and you lasted through what we had to go through. We're back now. It's Wednesday. Gotta wrap this thing up just a little bit. But before we do, I wanted to talk a little R. Kelly because in the headlines, Robert, right? Oh, we need that clip again. I wanted to ask you guys how you felt because since he's been accused and arrested for, molesting little girls, there have been so many memes that pop up from black people that show all the white men that dated young girls, right? Who, Elvis Presley, I said Jerry Seinfeld I saw, and somebody else.
Woody Allen.
Yeah.
You raised the girl that is now your wife.
Right. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Now we all know, especially back in the day, we're going to go back. I'm not going to say back even then, but back in the day, there was a time where at 14 and 15, girls were considered young women and, marrying age or whatever. And even if that wasn't the time then, when we see these pictures with Elvis Presley, these were people that these men eventually had relationships with or married. They did not molest. They did not exploit. They did not piss on. They did not
You don't know what
videotape.
they did.
They didn't do all that
You don't
shit.
know if Elvis pissed on nobody?
I do know.
The only reason we know that R. Kelly did it is because we saw it on video.
But what I'm trying to tell you, thank you for throwing your little nasty 2 cents in, is what I'm trying to tell you, these were not women
You're welcome.
that they were just sexually doing everything with. They married these women.
He married Aaliyah.
If he married Aaliyah, what about the other 26 other little girls he have pissed on, videotaped, and did stuff with? What about them?
He was with them for years.
Shut the fuck up, Q, okay? I was just shut up, okay? Quit trying to make, what I'm trying to tell y'all is y'all gonna stop trying to make excuses for R. Kelly's behavior based on what these other men did with these women.
And that was the question that came in. Why do we always compare our situations to other races?
Right.
And not just deal with the situation.
And I'm telling you, obviously, I'm not black enough, and maybe my black card not strong enough, but I'm never going to be black enough to support the fact that this man took young girls in our community and did them the way he did. I'm not going to support that based on any means, because regardless, even if they did all of that, these white men, like I said, they did have decent relationships with them, good or bad. This man exploited children.
See, now the thing is, now I understand what you're saying as far as that goes, but at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. Yes, it is very wrong that R. Kelly pissed on these girls.
What was wrong about it?
It's wrong of what R. Kelly did.
Nope.
It's wrong that he pissed on these girls. It's wrong that he had sexual relations with these underage girls. But it's also wrong with what these white men did.
Why?
Why is it wrong?
No, why are you comparing apples? Why are
Because
you
you just
comparing
did.
that? I did not. I said don't compare. I said you can't use that comparison as an excuse for R. Kelly's behavior or trying to excuse his behavior. That's what we're doing. I can't go back and talk about what these people did and say that it's okay for R. Kelly to do what he did based on the fact that these people did that. And that's what we're doing.
See, but I feel what the issue most likely is when it comes to things like this, our race is getting put out there more so by white people. And if y'all gonna put us out there, then let's
you're
be
talking
fair
from a
with the
media
situation.
perspective.
Right, but not morality, morally.
Morally, they fucked up. All of them, each and every one of them, black, white,
Puerto
Rican.
It may be wrong that they were with them, but I'm saying they were not exploiting these girls the way R. Kelly was exploiting these young girls and using them and
it
putting them
doesn't
out
matter
there.
if they were
Explain how you
exploiting
explain
them.
what you mean when you say exploiting. You're sugarcoating it.
Okay,
Talk about the control and the
all the
abuse.
things that right.
Talk about that.
Well, that's the truth. The things that he did to them, the things that the way he controlled their mind, the way he would go to them sexually and make them feel like they were slaves or had no choice but to be with them. They weren't with him because they wanted to be. They at the point it became they were with them because they felt they had to be. He knew what type of girls to go to who didn't have these homes, who didn't have fathers, who didn't have examples, who would put them in these situations and allow people to do whatever to them. He took advantage of their youth and them not knowing or having any idea that what was going on with them was wrong. You can't abuse this. That is straight abuse. And you can't abuse our kids and make And we as a black community talk about, well, why would we put this on R. Kelly when all these other people
See,
do
but
that?
the thing is, it's not that anybody is excusing R. Kelly, because for 20 years, we have known what R. Kelly has been doing. Everybody's known what he's been doing. He just ain't been convicted for doing it. What we're saying is these other guys may not be putting their business out there, and these little young girls that these white guys have harassed or, sexed up or whatever, their business is not being put out there, but they're just as wrong because they've done the same things.
But Q,
we just don't know it.
But Q, let's be honest. The extent of what we knew about Robert Kelly was the fact that he liked to have sex with young girls. It wasn't until we saw the special, and let's be honest, they did the special, that we saw the trauma
Yeah.
that the women were put through,
Right.
and that changed the game.
And it
Because
was.
we say, oh, it was a young girl. Okay, she should have known better, or the parents should have known better.
right.
But we didn't know. We talk about domestic violence all the time, and it's not just physical. It's mental.
It's mental.
It's financial. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see that part. Now that they've uncovered that,
Right.
that changes the game. So when we look at people like what is it, Jerry Seinfeld,
Harvey
or Harvey
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
No,
not Harvey.
Not
Yeah,
Harvey,
that's
because
grown
that's
women
that's grown
trying
women.
to get jobs.
We talk about Elvis Presley, that married young, and it was
Woody
they
Allen.
married
They
these
married
they
these women,
married these
right?
women
They
and
weren't
brought
holding
family.
them against their
Exactly.
will.
But when an old man, if you're 40 years old and you're messing with a 14 or 15-year-old girl, and I'm not talking about R. Kelly, I'm talking about a Jerry Seinfeld or a Woody Allen or something like that. You don't think that's some sort of mind control that old-ass man is doing to that woman?
Well, I don't-
to that girl,
I don't
until she becomes legal enough to be his wife. There is some sort of control
He
there.
may have been,
You ain't allowed
but
this
he's
little
not
young girl to live her
traumatizing.
life.
Yes, he probably more so than not giving her a choice. I'm sure that they had choices and they could have walked away. R. Kelly was making these people feel like
Right.
they didn't have choices and they couldn't walk away. And then you're hush money in their family and friends and all that to keep it quiet. That's crazy.
Don't look at nobody's eyes.
Don't get the stuff that you do to them, the trauma you created. I don't like that being compared because these people did this, and I don't think it's fair because we will sell our kids out.
You know what? I don't believe R. Kelly did it. No, just playing that nigga guilty.
Like, oh wow, Q.
Right.
Wrong, R.
I was
Kelly, you
waiting,
is
I
guilty.
was about to be like, wow, Q. I was waiting to hear
Nah,
the backstory.
Absolutely not. I don't believe
Well,
Robert.
Q, what do you think? Like, you follow the story, you paid attention. I mean, what do you think as far as even that goes, the comparison between the two?
Well, first of all, I hate that we have to compare. Like,
Right.
that's kind of creepy. All I have to say is, Robert, are you an older man who loves younger women?
That remix
First
that they
of all,
did. I'm an older
shout
man
out
that
to
like
Gail.
right? Yeah.
Just to make light of the situation, shout out to Gail. Like, didn't she do the hell out that interview?
Man, did y'all see the SNL the remake?
I
the
didn't.
SNL. Oh, y'all gotta watch the SNL.
didn't see that one.
Oh, it's
And don't let 'em
hilarious.
eat.
Maybe
and
all
don't
I've
let
been
them
seeing
out
is all
unless
kind
they
of
need
songs,
some
but
shoes
it's-
down the
they
street
need
from
some
their
shoes.
uncle.
They
Stop
need to, you
it.
got to do
Y'all
that
quit
Gail
playing.
is.
Quit playing.
Quit playing.
I didn't do this stuff.
I'm an older
This is
man
not
who
me.
loves all
I'm
women.
fighting for my
I'm
life.
fighting for my life is what he said. I want to see
Y'all
my
killing
kids.
me with this. I get out 30 years. I'm Robert.
Robert. Gail was cool with it. Well, I just, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I hate that we do have to compare, and we
Yeah.
shouldn't compare it because these are young girls who have been traumatized for the rest of their
Yeah,
life.
white or black, and and that's my whole. I hate to cut you off. This is my stance on it too. It's just crazy that it's not a white or black thing. These are young girls. Whether you saw somebody raise somebody and marry them, that's gross. It's creepy. It's weird.
He was.
If R. Kelly did this stuff, you're creepy. You're weird. In this instance, and then we go back to does it separate the artist from the music? Like, and forget all of that stuff. This is where I stand with it because I try to keep a clean slate when it comes to politics and stuff like that, especially on somebody else's platform. This is what I have to say about that. We're just gonna pray for everybody's families that's involved and all these girls. I hope everybody's released. And what I will say is if you were one of those parents who got paid to basically give your child up for fame, you need your ass whooped.
Point blank period.
Point blank period. Because nothing, baby, I couldn't even go nobody house. I'm not even going to grandma's
You
house.
remember you couldn't go stay all night with people?
Yeah. You know what?
And little girls could not sit on a grown man's lap.
Oh, absolutely
What?
not. Or be in their
Even
company.
me,
Yep.
even me.
Don't be in that grown man's
Don't
face.
be in that grown man's face.
Nope.
Even for a boy, my mother didn't play me. My mother didn't even play that with me sitting in, sitting nobody's lap beside my dad because I was always, my mother pretty much knew I was going to be gay. So it's kind of like, you don't sit on a grown man's lap either, period.
Okay, you're going to play this clip. Y'all got to hear this. Oh, you're going to play part of
Are
it.
you doing
Listen.
this interview? Because people think that I'm some kind of a monster. I'm here to remove all the doubt, okay? My lawyer was telling me no, but my ego was telling me yes.
It is
I
stupid.
ain't
Y'all
see
gotta
that.
go watch. You gotta go watch it if you didn't see it. You gotta go watch it. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Q, are you ready for your Quizpiration?
I am.
Okay, we're gonna take we're gonna break before I do. Come back.
Break it
Let
in
Q tell us
Quinspirate.
what he's gonna do, everything he got going on, find out what everybody got going on,
And where
and
we
end
can
with some
watch
Quizpiration.
Chasing Atlanta.
That's right. It's T Marie Radio right here on Power 108.9.
Speaking of which, where's Bruce?
And then T. Marie. What about the did you say Bruce?
Yeah,
Bruce
Caitlin.
Jenner?
Bruce, yeah, Caitlin.
The new scandal in the schools with the rich people
Paying.
to get their kids in
Oh, from the
school.
Full House.
But
Yeah.
how about this though? How many of us parents lied
to get some
to get
scholarship money,
or get
or
their
get to
kids
school.
in the school or
In
get
a
their
different
kids free
school
lunch?
district. What you, man,
Right.
what?
We've done it all the time.
Listen, if I'm gonna get my children in a nice school, I go to bat for mine. Too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why
So now
not?
that story, and I'm with you on this, but I said this earlier. We were talking about it at down the station. I was like, baby, I go to bat for mine too.
Everybody-
If I
everybody
got the kind of
would.
money to convince somebody to change
Yes.
their mind about a month.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
I already got to pay $1 million for tuition any fucking way.
Right.
So why not just pay somebody to be,
Absolutely.
So
my baby on
500,000, my kids can go to USC. Okay, here, shit. Who I made the check out to?
But
Right,
why,
right.
That's the thing about it. Why y'all? I mean, okay, forget that. It's a. I don't know if it's a crime or not.
I don't know
Why
what
we
it is.
mad about our babies going to school?
Right.
Getting a better
Girl,
education.
find us can we talk about
No.
these people, the government being shut down for months? Let's talk about some real shit. Like they be killing with that dumb shit. Just
Yeah.
because they're a celebrity, y'all decide to make this like a headline. That's bullshit. Let
They-
them babies go to school. If that white woman want to waste her money and let her children go to school, baby, by all means. Period.
Can we talk about not getting food stamp if you make over $2,000? What is that about?
$2,000.
If you make $2,000 a month, you can't get no food stamps. Can we talk about that? Like shit. I've been trying for months to get some stamps. They done told me no.
Girl.
That's the devil. That's the
All right,
devil
let's go.
right
5
there.
minutes. Wrapping it up.
Okay.
Turned out to be a great show, didn't it?
Man that loves
Y'all
all
drunk.
women. I'm an older man.
Did you see the little remix?
What the
that
hell
they
you
did?
It's
talking
a
about?
remix,
It's a
so that's why
remix.
I can't get it out my head.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I got
It's
oh
a
my
remix.
gosh.
R. Kelly
It's
remix.
in
Oh
my
my God,
phone.
it's
You
funny
about
as
to
hell.
die.
It
What
is
is it?
funny as hell.
I don't know where it's
at.
at.
The Spider-Man and then was doing
Baby.
Oh, that is so funny.
That love younger women.
Is this it? Look at them laughing. This the one that's the. Here it is. Is this the one the remix? Yeah. The like love women. Here it is. Look.
Oh yeah, that's the one you
That's
about
the
to
one-
play
yeah,
now.
Okay, I got it right here. I got it right here.
That's
funny.
funny as hell.
When I say,
Let's
and I
wrap
feel
up.
like I was
Okay.
late. Look at him. It's fun. Baby, I cried for about 30 minutes.
That is the most hilarious thing ever. Yep.
There are older men that like younger women.
Is that
There are
you?
younger women that like older men.
Are you an older man that likes younger women?
I'm an older man that love all women. 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 I'm an older man that love 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 all women.
Oh my God. All women. All women.
All women. All
And this is what T. Marie show is. This is a mess, y'all. I love this darn show and I hate it at the same time. Welcome back. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's Power 8.9. It's T. Marie Radio Show. Before we wrap up, we got to find out what Q is going to be. Q in the streets. What you got going on, Q?
Hey guys, you can catch me. You know what? With the radio show, all I say is if you just follow my social media because I can't even say a specific day or date that Q in the Street is coming back. But I do know we'll be back in April, but I just don't know exactly which date yet. We got to lock that in. So just make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media sites. That's at Quentin Harris 21. That's QUENTINHARRIS 21. Make sure you catch Chasing Atlanta every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And then make sure you click the link in my Instagram bio to get my new book called The Dream I Chose to Chase.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you for coming, Q.
Thank you guys for having me. I love the energy. And again, congrats to the
Yay.
platform.
Thank you.
Congrats to
you.
being back on air. I love you guys. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And to the top y'all go.
Yes, we're going to go with you.
We'll see you up there.
Okay, Q. Quinspiration. You ready?
So,
all right.
This Quinspiration is very fitting today. Support your friends. Listen to their ideas. Go to their events. Share their posts. Celebrate in their victories and remind them of their importance after their failures. A little support can go a very long way in someone's life.
Amen. And it's very true. So thank you so much. Q, what can we find you?
Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at Quintessential1, Quintessential Branding, The Quintessential Gentleman, and Quinspiration. Make sure you guys are following me on Facebook at Quintessential Jackson. And make sure you guys are following the show page on Instagram at It's T. Marie Radio Show and Facebook at It's T. Marie Radio Show with T. Marie and Q. Make sure you guys are also following Power 108.9 on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yes, indeed. And you can find me, T. Marie, number 4, letter U, T. Marie, everywhere. If you Google it, it'll show up on my Instagram. And No More Boyfriends. There's a website now. Congratulations to me. It's a website. And you can go get your books. So the website consists, it's kind of like the group page, but it's more what I will be doing. And I think, you know what interview I'm going to do? My very first interview, I think I'm going to do Michael and Tasha. No, Michael and Tasha.
Oh,
because
that'd
it
be
talks
good.
about relationships and how to it's like a whole genre and everything. So I'm putting videos of relationships, get conversations on how relationships stand, especially for people who want to be intentional. So the website is amazing.
And
so
make
you
sure
guys
you
go
guys
follow
subscribe
that. Yes,
to the
please
website.
subscribe to the website. So it's nomoreboyfriends.com. I also have YouTube videos I've done before and things that I've done that are already on there. So go ahead and follow that page. And the book is here, will be released for you for they have pre-ordered in April and mass released in May.
Oh.
Yes. I forgot, honey, I'm drunk. We see y'all next week, okay? Next Wednesday this time, every Wednesday, 8 to 10, we're going to do it again.
Crack
Radio
is
show.
cheap.
We'll be right back. See you later.
I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight,
8 to 10,
okay?
we're going to do it
We don't do
again.
crack. We don't do that.
Man
Crack
that
is
love
whack.
all women. I'm an older man that love all women. All women. All women. All women. All women. All women.
Hold up, you gotta
I'm older.
Okay, all right, that's good.
That's funny.
That shit is hilarious.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Oh, that's my
wait,
shit.
Wait, you gotta
I'm gonna make a video. I got it in the house though.
Wait a minute.
Are we all in there?
No,
Wait, you can jump in.
Wait, you can remix.
No, I got it.
You don't remix. Right. That's what I was doing, Tyler. It's I don't know, but the shit is hilarious.
Yeah, I can flick through.
He's funny. Hold on.